Today we will discuss the tragic disappearance and murder of Gannon Stauch, an 11-year-old boy from Colorado. Gannon was reported missing from his home on January 27, 2020, and his case quickly garnered national attention. The investigation went through various twists and turns, leading to the arrest of his stepmother, Letecia Stauch, who is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder. We will discuss the timeline of events, including Letecia's arrest, court appearances, and her decision to represent herself in court. We will also talk about the challenges she faced in jail and the latest updates on the case. Before we go further, please give the video a like. That really helps with the algorithm. I apologize for putting this in the middle of the video, but the channel has stopped growing recently. Gannon Stauch, an 11-year-old boy, was reported missing on January 27, 2020, from his home in the Lorson Ranch neighborhood in Colorado. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office received a call about a runaway child at 6:55 p.m. on the same day. Gannon was entered into state and national databases as an active runaway. He was last seen between 3 and 4 p.m. that day. The initial search did not yield any results. On January 28th, the case was turned over to sex offense investigators who conducted interviews, collected surveillance footage, and followed up on leads. The investigation continued on January 29th and was upgraded from a runaway case to that of an endangered missing child on January 30th. The sex offense investigators requested resources from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and FBI Crimes Abduction Rapid Deployment Team. Letecia Stauch, Gannon's stepmother, spoke to the media on January 31st. She claimed her innocence and said her family was receiving death threats. Shortly after, she returned to her hometown in South Carolina. On February 3rd, a neighbor came forward with home surveillance video showing a driver and passenger getting into a truck the day Gannon went missing and only one person returning hours later. The search for Gannon moved into Douglas County on February 13th and was suspended on February 21st. The sheriff's office stated that there was still potential for search efforts to start up at any time. On March 2nd, Letecia Stauch was arrested in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. On March 4th, she reportedly attacked a deputy and was held in a Kansas jail. On March 5th, she arrived in Colorado Springs for a video advisement hearing. Letecia Stauch made her first physical appearance in court on the same day. During the hearing, Stauch was formally charged with first-degree murder, child abuse resulting in death, tampering with a deceased body, and tampering with evidence. The judge reminded the public that no communication attempts with Stauch are allowed during court appearances, and the use of phones to take pictures or record audio is prohibited. The authorities believed that Letecia killed him in Colorado and then transported his body to Florida. On March 20th, human remains found in Florida were tentatively identified as Gannon Stauch. His stepmother, Letecia Stauch, who had been previously charged, was now facing 13 additional charges, including first-degree murder, child abuse resulting in death, tampering with a deceased human body, and tampering with physical evidence. An autopsy by the District 1 medical examiner concluded that Gannon was shot and stabbed before his body was put in a suitcase and thrown under a bridge in Florida. His remains were found by construction workers. On April 3rd, the arrest papers for Letecia Stauch were leaked. The papers stated that blood evidence was found in Gannon's bedroom, and it was alleged that Letecia killed him there before disposing of his body. She was charged with first-degree murder. Letecia's story changed multiple times, with her claiming that Gannon was abducted and that she was raped. A month later, Sherry Farstveit, a paralegal for the Brighton City Attorney's Office, was charged with a misdemeanor for allegedly leaking the arrest papers in the Letecia Stauch murder case. The authorities had sealed the affidavit to protect the integrity of the investigation and to respect Gannon's parents and relatives. In May 2020, it was revealed that Letecia Stauch intended to delay her preliminary hearing and requested the possibility of being granted bail due to alleged pandemic restrictions. According to a motion filed by her attorneys, Stauch has been unable to access her defense team and has been restricted to video visits since her first appearance in court on March 11th. The El Paso County Jail has reportedly stopped allowing video visitation for Stauch and other inmates with similar security designations. On June 5, 2020, it was revealed that Letecia had been plotting an escape from jail. According to court documents, she had written letters to a fellow inmate at the El Paso County Jail describing her plan to escape through the window in her cell with the help of a broom. The inmate shared the letters with a deputy, and Stauch was charged with escape. In January 2021, a second mental health evaluation found Letecia competent to stand trial. An earlier mental health evaluation the previous summer had also found her competent, but her defense team had requested a second evaluation. On February 27, 2021, Letecia decided to represent herself in court. The judge tried to explain the benefits of having an attorney, but Letecia insisted on her constitutional right to self-representation. Letecia alleged that her decision was not because she thought her representation was doing a bad job, but because she felt the jail was mistreating her. Her defense attorneys were requested to withdraw from the case. District Attorney Michael Allen said that it would be a bad move to represent oneself in a case this big with no former legal experience. In late April 2021, Letecia Stauch lost her jail library privileges, hindering her ability to represent herself in court. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office revoked her access for 90 days after she twice refused to use her scheduled library time, and she also asked for her name to be removed from the schedule. The bulk of the first-degree murder case against her spanned 26,000 pages, which could only be accessed at the jail library, making it challenging for her to prepare for her preliminary hearing. A week later, Letecia requested to have her public defenders back. On September 23, 2021, a judge ruled that there was sufficient evidence for the case to move to trial. However, in February 2022, Letecia decided to enter an insanity plea for her trial, which resulted in her trial being delayed several more months as she was evaluated at the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo. In July 2022, after months of delay in her evaluation, the judge warned the defense to complete it within 4 weeks, or the state hospital would have to explain the delay. On August 9, 2022, the judge held a hearing to discuss the results of the competency test. Though the results were not made public, the word sane was reportedly used in reference to the evaluation. In September 2022, the defense requested another sanity evaluation and wanted to find their own expert to do the test. The case has been stalled for months while waiting for a sanity evaluation to be completed after Stauch changed her plea to not guilty by reason of insanity in February. The previous evaluation had deemed her sane to stand trial. Finally, on October 13, 2022, a trial date was set for March 2023. Jury selection began on March 20th, and on March 22nd, the defense announced that its latest sanity report showed Letecia was insane at the time of Gannon's murder. What do you think will happen at Letecia's trial? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say. Till next time. Signing off. This has been Christina.